My name is Adrian Galysh. I'm running for State Senate, District 20. As Kathy Susie mentioned, that is a good portion of the valley. It ranges all the way from a good bit of Woodland Hills on over to West Hills, Canoga, all of Van Nuys. It's from Victory Boulevard on into the Los Angeles Forest, National Forest. It includes Pacoima, Arleta, as well as North Hollywood. I'm 35 years old. I graduated college with a music degree. I'm obviously a musician. I don't look like a politician. I had no interest in politics. I actually moved from Washington, D.C. to Los Angeles to pursue music, but damn it if it didn't start pissing me off. I am because I've so far kind of done everything right in my life. I've got a house that I can afford to pay for, a mortgage that I can afford, my car payments. My car is 8 years old. I picked a car that I wanted when I was 21 years old. And now that the car is 8 years old, I can afford the car just like it, but I can afford those payments. I even arranged so that my mortgage payments, I was able to lower my interest rates from my bank. Not because of any kind of government program, but because the bank had more interest in keeping customers who could keep paying mortgages than losing them. So when last year we got an increase in sales taxes, property taxes, as minimal as those were, that increase, if you're a homeowner, isn't too minimal. You know, 0.5% for a lot of people is thousands of dollars extra a year. The payment on your car, renew your car. My car is 8 years old. This year, for the first time, to renew it, it costs more than it did last year. It's supposed to go down every year. This year, it went up. My wife, after all of this went on, mentioned that, you know, maybe we should start looking for another place to live. And I told her, damn, if I'm going to leave, I'm going to make the guy up in Sacramento that's doing this to me leave, and I decided to run for office. So Alex Padilla has got to go. He's a thorn in my side. He costs me money. I want to be here pursuing music. I'm a music teacher. I do studio session work. I gig around town. I have every right to pursue my dream that everybody else has as well. And the more I looked into what could be causing all these problems, I discovered that Sacramento, California's government, has a big problem. The bigger it gets, the worse things are. They have a $600 billion debt for this state. I am not making this number up. Outside of the deficit, if you add all the general debt, all the debt that they owe for various entitlement programs, welfare programs, programs that support some sort of, you know, industry that's their pet project or whatever it is, as well as the government employee pensions, health care funds. Those alone are $150 to $200 billion, just pensions and their health care for people that are retired from working for the government. That adds up to about $500 billion. The interest on the $500 billion is another $100 billion. The scary part is these are numbers that a decade or so ago was describing the United States. As a couple candidates before me described, the United States has the benefit of just printing up more money to help pay for whatever it is they need to pay for. California doesn't have that option. I have a fond saying that when government spends $600 billion, it takes away $600 billion of resources from society. You pay more for the things that you want. You go with less, all because of some greed out there. The bigger government gets, the worse things are. The more money that they spend on education, the worse education got from public education. There's no problem. They spend half of their budget on education. It costs roughly $7,500 to $8,000 per student per year to send them to public school K through 12. You go down to St. Cyril's in Sherman Oaks, it's $3,700 or so. It's half the cost to send somebody to a better school with a better curriculum that has higher standards and will send your kids to college. You should have the choice to send your kid to whatever school you want to send them to. Or, as she mentioned, teach them at home. Nobody said that government, or even a school for that matter, is better able to teach your kids than you are. So I do believe that vouchers are a great starting point. I think you should be able to write off as a tax credit in your state income taxes the money you spend to send your kids to school. It's your money to begin with. They're wasting it twice as poorly by funding schools that just aren't performing. Besides cutting taxes, I know everybody wants to cut taxes. I want to cut taxes. The reason I'm here is because the taxes went up. If government doesn't stop spending money, any tax cut you get, any credit you get, it's a myth. It never existed. As long as there's $600 billion of debt, you're just going to be paying more for gas, you're going to be paying more to buy your groceries, you're going to be paying more for your mortgage. Everything else is going to cost more. Healthcare. We all know what the heck happened with healthcare. So they're going to make you have healthcare insurance. California regulates healthcare the most out of any other industry that it regulates. Again, just like schools, the bigger government's involvement is, the worse it gets, the more expensive it gets. There are laws that require you or health insurance to offer you benefits. As a man, my benefits include breast exams and cervical exams. Last time I checked.
And well baby care.
And as a woman, your insurance has to cover a prostate exam. If you're postmenopausal, you still need prenatal care on your insurance. None of this makes sense. No wonder it costs so much for health insurance. You have to cover everything. Health insurance should be a lot like a cell phone. I only need it to make a few minutes of calls here and there. I pay for what I want and what I need and what I expect to use. I have, fortunately for me, no history of cancer. So maybe that portion may not be something that I'll pay for. Or I'm not an alcoholic yet. You're fired. You're getting ahead of me. You're getting way ahead of me. Yeah, we'll see how the campaign goes. Yet I have to have insurance coverage that gives me, pays for my AA meetings that I will never need. So there's all sorts of waste. There's a lot of people that want to go up to Sacramento and fix this, fix that. I want to make it smaller. I am endorsed by the Citizens for California Reform. They are the organization that was trying to get a petition to pass for a proposition for part-time legislation. That would be one big hurdle. The less they're up there tinkering away with the economy and more money, the better off we are. It's no wonder Alex Padilla and all of these Democrats want these jobs. If I were to be elected, my job would pay, much to my wife's joy, $95,750 a year, plus $160 per day per diem. I think that's what I make now. They are the highest paid legislation in the United States. And what are you getting for your money? Anytime there's cuts in government, this recent deal with the DWP and Mayor Villaraigosa is a prime example. He threatens to close down your parks, let a few teachers go, and cut classes. What doesn't he do? He doesn't cut pensions. He doesn't cut his per diem. He doesn't cut his car that he's entitled to up in Sacramento. He doesn't cut his expenses, his junkets. This goes for everybody that's up there. We need to cut legislation in half, cut their pay in half, and you'll have a lot less people willing to go up and pretend that they know better how to run your lives.